From children who see underwater better than fish, to warriors who do not feel bee stings and live hundreds of meters above the ground. There are still peoples on this planet who live outside of time, technology, and civilization, and who possess abilities that seem beyond human. Today on the TopFacts channel, we will travel to the wildest and most unexplored parts of the world to uncover the astonishing secrets of tribes that defy the laws of nature. Enjoy watching. The tribe that speaks the language of monkeys. In the depths of the unexplored corners of the planet, there still exist tribes that have no idea about the outside world. For millennia, these mysterious peoples have not only survived in isolation, they have developed truly superhuman abilities that baffle even the most advanced scientists. In one episode of Joe Rogan's podcast, researchers told an amazing story. One of these tribes allegedly communicates using sounds that resemble monkey calls. One of the storytellers recalled being warned, "Get out of there. These people use signals that sound like monkey cries." As it turned out, more than 100 such communities are hidden in the depths of the Amazon. But the most fascinating are 9 tribes whose abilities literally defy the laws of physics. Let us begin with an astonishing people who can breathe underwater longer than any ordinary human. Moken, the underwater people. In the modern world, where deep diving is impossible without specialized equipment, there is a people who easily manage without it. The Moken, a nomadic sea tribe with no permanent housing, originate from the south of China. Today, they live on tiny islands off the coasts of Thailand and Myanmar. They are called sea gypsies, and it is not just a metaphor. Their entire existence is connected to the sea. They get food underwater, build homes on boats, and the shores serve them as markets and workshops. They catch fish, gather shellfish and seaweed, and everything else, gasoline, rice, and household items. They trade for their catch. Interest in this tribe arose when it became known that even Moken children can hold their breath underwater for up to 4 minutes, while the average person can manage only 30 seconds to 1.5 minutes. Their underwater vision is so sharp that they can spot small objects at depths where an ordinary person barely sees outlines. This unique ability develops from an early age. Children spend almost their entire childhood in the water, leading to astonishing physiological adaptations. According to scientists, over years of such a lifestyle, the Moken have learned to use their eyes underwater differently from any other people on the planet. In 1999, researcher Anna Geislin from Lund University came to Thailand with her daughter to study this phenomenon. She observed how children without masks or goggles easily dove for shellfish, playfully diving several meters deep. Their eyes were wide open, as if they did not feel the sting of the salty water at all. Geislin suggested, either the Moken have anatomically evolved their eyes over time, or they have learned to use them in a special way, unlike anyone else. Hadza, people with skin that does not feel pain. Now let us move on to another incredible tribe, whose skin has become so tough that they simply do not feel bee stings. Imagine a people for whom a delicacy is honey taken directly from the hive, with bees still inside. The Hadza tribe lives south of the equator, between the soda waters of Lake Eyasi and the rocky ridges of the Great Rift Valley in Tanzania. Their population is approximately 1,300 people, and they are among the last hunter-gatherers on the entire African continent. Hadza men go hunting every day, armed with handmade bows. They make bowstrings from animal tendons and arrowheads from wood and stone. These arrowheads are dipped in poison extracted from tree bark. After such a hit, the prey has no chance of survival. Every successful shot becomes an event. Hunters decorate their bows with the skin of the animal they killed. Everything that is killed is eaten right there in the forest, without waiting to return to the camp. The main portion of the meat goes to the hunter. and the rest is shared among other tribe members. Thanks to the generosity of the local forests, the Hadza do not store food for tomorrow. They gather only as much as they can eat in one day, and the next day, it all starts over again. However, meat is not the only thing the Hadza eat. Their diet also includes tubers, baobab fruits, berries, and of course, honey. But how they get the honey, that is truly a feat. Hives are usually located at the tops of giant baobab trees and are guarded by entire armies of angry bees. But the Hadza are not afraid. Years of living in the forest have made their skin so dense that bee stings simply do not bother them. But it is not only about their skin. This people has a unique ability. They can communicate with birds. During honey hunts, they make special calls and whistle specific melodies. This attracts birds that guide them to the hives, spreading their wings and leading them through the thicket. When the Hadza reach their goal, they light a fire and smoke out the hives with smoke to collect the sweet trophy. And the leftovers, wax and dead bees, they generously leave to the birds as a sign of gratitude. Some researchers believe that the Hadza have developed a unique immunity to bee venom, which blocks any pain. But even this feature pales in comparison to what the next tribe is capable of. Maori Warriors, descendants of ancient gods. The Maori are the indigenous people of New Zealand, whose name has become synonymous with strength, pride, and resilience. Their history began with stirring canoe voyages that brought the first settlers from eastern Polynesia around the 13th century. And since then, the Maori have not only survived, they have become a symbol of might. Each tribe, whether it is an iwi or hapu, has its own unique identity, customs, and cultural codes, but they are all united by a powerful spiritual connection with the land, ancestors, and tradition. One of the most vivid cultural symbols of the Maori is the haka, the traditional war dance. It is accompanied by powerful movements, rhythmic shouts, and facial grimaces that give viewers goosebumps. The haka is not just a dance. It is an act of unity and warrior spirit. But Maori culture is not limited to dances. These people are known as some of the most well-trained and enduring warriors in the Southern Hemisphere. Their combat skills, honed from an early age, include mastery of various weapons, hand-to-hand combat techniques, and of course, the haka. The Maori fought against British troops, leaving a bloody but proud mark in history. Even children in these tribes learn to be warriors from a young age, and their bodies are adorned with patterns and tattoos, symbolizing strength, honor, and identity. Today, Maori culture has not only survived, but has become an important part of New Zealand's identity. But if you think the Maori are intimidating with their tattoos, wait until you see the tribe that looks like living skeletons. The Skeleton Tribe. Terror from the mountains of Papua New Guinea. In the very heart of the mountainous Simbu province in Papua, New Guinea hides one of the most eerie yet mystical communities on the planet, the Skeleton Tribe. Their culture is wrapped in secrets that trace back to a dark legend. The story goes that about 200 years ago, a group of hunters ventured into the mountains but never returned. Concerned relatives sent out a party of warriors who discovered the entrance to a tiny cave. Inside, they found a heap of bones. The hunters were no longer alive. But the most terrifying part was yet to come. Deeper in the cave, a monstrous creature awaited them. To survive, the warriors hid in the cracks of the rocks, but they could not stay hidden forever. Then they came up with a clever trick. They covered themselves with white and black clay to look like bones, blending into the surroundings. The monster mistook them for the dead and left. As soon as it fell asleep, the survivors fled back to the village. Since then, skeleton-like drawings on the body have become an inseparable part of the tribe's culture. but that is far from all they are known for. Their lifestyle is a mixture of ancient traditions and terrifying symbolism. Every dance, every ritual accompanied by drums and chants is not just a performance, but an act of survival, a ritual of deception, a masquerade of death. They use clay not only for their bodies, but also to create terrifying masks. Some of them are so enormous and distorted that they resemble monsters from nightmares. The tribe does not seek war, but their terrifying appearance always drives away uninvited guests. The Maasai, people who defy gravity. If the skeletons of Papua inspire fear with their appearance, then the Maasai people of East Africa inspire awe with their physical power. They are not just tall, they seem made to float above the ground. The Maasai are the most famous tribe in Africa. They live in vast territories of Kenya and Tanzania, especially near the famous Masai Mara Reserve. Their appearance, customs, and worldview make them a true mystery to the rest of the world. For the Maasai, death is not a reason for mourning. The dead are not buried. Their bodies are left in the savannah to become food for wildlife. In their belief system, burials harm the earth, and it is far more noble to return the body to the natural cycle. Their value system is also special. Wealth is not measured in money, but in the number of cows, wives, and children. Men can take several wives, and each must build her own house within the husband's village. The first wife holds a special status. Her home is always closest to the central one. Maasai bravery is shown in hunting. For centuries, they fought lions and other predators as a test of manhood. But since 2008, traditional hunting has been replaced with the Maasai Olympic Games, where warriors compete in strength, agility, and endurance. Their diet is no less impressive: meat, milk, honey, fat, tree bark, and even blood. Yes, they drink cow blood, but they do not kill the animals. The blood is drawn with a precise arrow shot to the neck, and the wound is carefully treated afterward. But the most spectacular moment is their traditional jumping dance. Men leap to incredible heights with no support. This is not a trick. It is a way to show strength. And they truly jump higher than an ordinary person, challenging gravity itself. The Maasai are the tallest and strongest among African tribes, but even they seem ordinary compared to the next people, those whom almost no one has ever seen. Pygmies, power in a miniature body. Hidden in the green thickets of the African tropical forests, these people are short in stature but incredible in strength and endurance. Pygmies is a term now considered inappropriate, but the history of this word goes back to ancient times. The most famous among them are the Ituri Pygmies, who live in the northern regions of the Congo. Their height rarely exceeds 1.5 meters, but do not be deceived. Beneath their small appearance lies formidable strength. In addition to them, there are the Aka, inhabitants of the Central African Republic and northern Congo, and the Baka from southern Cameroon. The total number of these tribes ranges from 130 to 170,000 people. Despite different names, they are united by one thing: incredible physical endurance. These peoples are natural-born hunter-gatherers. Even those who have never stepped into a gym look like they train from morning till night. One guest on Joe Rogan's podcast shared how he personally met Pygmies. They are like compact UFC fighters, small but powerful. Their way of life has made them true titans of the jungle. However, their fate is far from a fairy tale. Because of their short stature, they often fall victim to cannibalistic tribes that hunt them for their flesh and blood. This has forced the Pygmies to learn how to defend themselves. They hunt in groups, use cunning, set traps, and every man is a natural-born hunter. Aside from meat, their main weakness is honey. They are willing to climb to a height of 30 meters to reach the hives. But they do not do it mindlessly. They burn wood to create smoke and only then retrieve the honey. leaving the wax for the bees. But if you think that the fear of cannibals is the main survival factor in the forest, the next story will show that sometimes to survive, you must become a ghost. Men of mud, terror under a cover of silt. In the dense forests of Papua New Guinea hides a tribe whose appearance terrifies even the bravest. Their ash-gray bodies and terrifying masks are not just tradition, they are their way of staying alive. These mysterious warriors are known as the Asaro, or mudmen. Their appearance is so frightening that many villages avoid their lands entirely. Their bodies are covered from head to toe in white clay, and their faces are hidden by masks made from stones, branches, and horns. Their image is not fashion, but the result of an ancient and desperate plan to save their people. 2 centuries ago, the Asaro were a peaceful, shy tribe. But one day, their village was attacked by enemies. In fear, they fled to the Asaro River. Hiding in the thickets, they witnessed how their attackers fled in horror. Terrified by strange, mud-covered figures. These were the Asaro themselves, coated in clay, mistaken for spirits of the dead. Then the tribe realized, fear is power. And since then, their rituals have become terrifying. The masks, symbols of the otherworldly, and the dances, as if summoning the spirit world. The Asaro do not want war. They avoid it. But they do so with such intimidating spectacle that no one dares approach. Their image is shrouded in mystery, but it is fear of the unknown that has become their best defense. Among all the tribes in the region, they are the ultimate symbol of how one can defeat the enemy without ever raising a weapon. The Dogon, a tribe living in the sky. From the jungles, we now move to the foot of the Bandiagara cliff in Mali, where, as if clinging to the rock face, the Dogon people live. Their homes, like nests on ledges, cling to a cliff that rises half a kilometer high. Their settlements seem to float between sky and earth, and there is no poetry in this choice. Everything is calculated down to the smallest detail. 1,000 years ago, the Dogon fled from imposed religion. Those who refused to convert to Islam ran to the cliffs, hiding from persecution. The Bandiagara Cliff became their shield, and the Niger River, their source of life. They survived and built a society that is considered one of the most unique on the continent today. Their homes, carved from stone and coated in clay, withstand the test of centuries. Dogon architecture is not just about living, it is philosophy. They believe in a balance between the spirit world and the material world. Their rituals, masks, and dances are not shows, but part of the cosmic order. But the most astonishing thing is their knowledge. As early as the 1930s, French anthropologists Marcel Griol and Germaine Dieterlen noticed strange things. It turned out that the Dogon had their own astronomy, calendar, complex system of anatomy and symbols. They knew about stars that Western science discovered only decades later. The Dogon believe that twins are the embodiment of gods. The birth of twins is not a coincidence, but a return to the original order of the world when everything was born in pairs. Their rituals and masks are sacred. Only men participate in these mystical dances, which seem to pierce the space between worlds. Despite rare contact with the outside world, the Dogon have managed to preserve their culture without letting outsiders get too close. And in this isolation, they have become a living bridge between ancient knowledge and eternal mystery. Defying the laws of gravity, the viewers choose. And now, a riddle from our viewers. Have you already heard of a tribe that seems to defeat gravity? No, we are not talking about the Maasai who jump higher than everyone. This time, it is about a people who seem to be able to walk on walls. Here is this photo, a real mystery. The person in it seems to be calmly walking along a vertical surface. Joe Rogan's podcast once again becomes a source of amazement. Guests of the show claim that members of a certain tribe possess the ability to violate all known physical laws. And although many on the internet are convinced that the image is edited and that it is just a fake, the rumors and debates do not subside. Some believe it is fiction, others that we still know far too little about the possibilities of the human body. What do you think? Write in the comments. But while some explore these walking mysteries, others have gone even deeper into the wild, where, high among the trees, people still live as if in another time. Each of these tribes is living proof that human capabilities are far broader than we are used to thinking. Some see them as mere exotic curiosities, while others as keys to a forgotten past, to how people could live unspoiled by technology and the noise of megacities. They inspire, frighten, astonish, and make us think. Where are the boundaries of the possible? What lies hidden in the human body and spirit? These peoples, despite their isolation, are in their own way connected to us. And perhaps, in these forgotten corners of the planet, we will find answers to questions that civilization does not even yet know how to ask. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Do not forget to subscribe so you do not miss even more incredible discoveries.